We all change golf clubs in our bag, but for me, there's one club that has stayed in there this season so far, and it's going to be exceptionally hard to replace. And this is a Stealth 2 5-wood, and it's a 5-wood. It's not a 3-wood, it's not a 7-wood, and on this channel we do go on a lot about 7-woods because they could be the perfect club for you, but a 5-wood is often something that's been traditional, it's been in a lot of people's golf bags, but is it being underused? And that's what we're going to talk about today here on the channel. This is a club that I use off the tee, but this is a club that I will always use or also use off the fairway. So here we're on the opening hole here at Waterfront Golf. It is a par 4, just over 300 yards, and for me, it's the first swing of the day. I don't have to always go for driver. I might be able to get myself into a position here with this 5-wood, and if I'm not confident with my driver, then this is a go-to club. And the reason why it's probably my favourite club in the golf bag is because it is so versatile. I can hit cracking shots. And just like that, you see there, it is a fairway wood. We are going to hit down, we are going to take a divot, and that started just up the right of this fairway, or just in the edge of the trees, and has moved back, probably just bounced, and it will be in the rough. But for me there, a very easy club to get launching, a very easy club that I'm confident with to get down there, get off that first tee. But you'll see there a nice high towering flight, but that's not the only flight it can play. So a lot of you will have 3-woods in the bag, and you will also have a 5-wood, but how many times do you use your 3-wood and, to be honest, you maybe hit it further or better than your driver, so you use it a lot more than maybe your driver because of that confidence level with it. The 5-wood then gets overlooked, and the 5-wood for me has got to be something that fits in your bag. So where does it fit? What numbers are you getting? If you're hitting your driver 200 yards, is this a club that goes 190? Is this one that goes 180? Where will it fit into your golf bag? A 3-wood for me is often something that, yes, people use a lot, but then they lose confidence with that. And this is a club that a lot of people don't use. So they don't use a 5-wood. It's in the bag, it's more of an ornament. It never really gets used. Often I see a lot of second-hand, quite old fairway woods for sale, especially in the 5-wood department. But how's it going to help me out on this hole? And then let's see what I can do with the numbers, because this club for me has to tick a few boxes. It has to be able to get off the tee. I can get this out to maybe around about 260 with a good one off the tee if I need it. But then off the fairway, if I'm hitting into a green like we will here on the second hole at Waterfront, how far can I get it to go? How can I get the trajectory different to get it hitting greens when I need it? It's just managed to come out of the trees there and leave me a reasonable shot in. So straight away there for me, what I have found with this club is it's a little bit of a fairway finder. When I need to try and hit a fairway, yes, it wasn't the best shot there on the first tee, but it has come out of the trouble. And this is where it's giving me options to be able to obviously play different shots in there. This has left me 150 yards here. And one thing you've got to think at your golf club, are there some holes like this? Because you can see the 5-wood here doesn't bring me into the trouble. So yes, there's trees on the right and I have just avoided them, but the trees on the left start at around about 280 yards. So obviously if they're starting at 280, this 5-wood's not going to get there. So if I do turn one over a little bit, it's still going to be short of that, and it's leaving myself with a reasonable shot in. And this is where clubs in your bag have to think about, or you have to think about, where would they fit on your golf course? Is there a few tee boxes where you might be better hitting a 5-wood because it's going to leave you short of some trouble, short of a bunker, short of some trees, short of a hazard, and give you a better shot in? How many times have you dropped shots for no apparent reason by hitting your driver into the trouble and then making some mistakes from there? So again, it's left me a reasonable shot in here on the first hole. Let's see what we can do. Again, a nice iron shot there. It's left me an 8-iron in, and that is pin high just on the edge of the fringe. So very interesting there that I've only had to hit an 8-iron to the first. It's a nice easy swing, it's a nice easy opening hole, but I've not had to hit a long shot in there. And yes, you might say, well, if you'd hit driver, you'd only have a pitching wedge in, but we know it's the first tee. Am I going to be straight and narrow off the first tee? We all know we like to potentially hit a wayward one, and it does bring in more trouble. And this is where course management comes in, and also knowing your bag. Knowing your distances with everything, not only the total numbers, but also your carry. How far do your clubs carry? Are they going to reach the trouble? Are they going to carry into the trouble? Or can you avoid it? And this is where, for me, at the top end of the bag, people do have 7 woods in there. But for me, for a lot of golfers, for the everyday golfer, for you to lower your scores, you'd be more benefiting, or you would benefit more from having maybe 1 less wedge and maybe 1 more wood in the top end of your bag. So if you're somebody who's got a 60, 56, 52, then your pitching wedge, why not look at slightly tweaking those wedges? Maybe put a 58 into play, then go to a 52. So you've got a 6-degree gap, and then the 52 would go into your pitching wedge. You've got rid of a wedge, we then can add something in the top end of your bag. Because at the bottom end of the bag, a lot of people get confused with different shots, when to play one, what to do, is it this club, is it that club? Whereas at the top end of the bag, we might want a 3 wood in, a 5 wood in, and a 7 wood in for you to be able to get the launch angles, the distance, the carry, to be able to lower your scores. Because how many times I see people missing the green or not getting anywhere near from shots like that because they haven't got the right club in there. Stop pretty quick, Bobby. Right, so let's take our time and line this up before we jump into the studio and talk a little bit of technology in this club. Obviously, we know this is the Plus version, the Stealth 2 Plus range, so we have got a lot of adjustability, and that's for me where I don't like to change things on the hosel. I don't like to go up loft and down loft because that often opens or closes the face, and it doesn't always sit perfect for me then behind the ball. I find myself starting to manipulate that, and that's what this club offers. It's got a little bit of adjustability on the back to be able to get less spin or to generate a lower ball flight and to generate a higher ball flight just by moving that weight on the bottom. But we'll show you that inside shortly. But can we get out with a par? We can. Let's get some numbers inside now. Obviously, like we've seen outside, it's a club that I have enjoyed, but it's all down to the numbers now. What different distances can I get with it to make it obviously a versatile club that can't really be replaced? Pretty good swing. You'll see I've hit some others to warm up there. What's the carry? 235. Going 250, and that felt like it was an easy swing for me there. I didn't feel like I've had to go after it, and it's a nice 250-yard club there. Again, mid-trajectory there, exactly what I would expect to see from this club and exactly what I see out on the golf course. Again, a little bit one to the right. That's obviously more me than it is the club, but 225 going 230. So again, a bad strike, only losing 15 yards there, and that's obviously not down to the club itself. That is down to me putting a poor swing on that. But let's see now, obviously, if I want to play maybe a fade, can I play a fade with it? Again, this is where, for me, I feel like it is relatively easy. And there I can play that fade. That'll take a little bit of yardage off there. That's a 210, 220 number. So landing at 210, going 225. So very interesting there that I can take that little bit out. That's one of those, if I'm into the wind, I've got 220. I wouldn't be able to get there with that 7 wood that I've also got in the bag. So being able to play that shot is obviously nice to have in there. But then if I jump on one, again, I've hit that out of the middle there. Has gone a little bit higher, but carried 245 going 255. So yes, launched a little bit higher there, but with that club head speed could get me to 260, 270. But let's get back out to the golf course now and let's see how it does when we're going into a green. Can I play different shots? Can I play all the flights that I want? And just show you why this is going to be very hard to replace in my bag. As you can see inside, obviously we can get a lot of different numbers from this club. Here's obviously a shot into the green here. We've got 240 yards into this green from here. So if I hit a good shot here, we should be able to get there after we've seen those numbers inside. So let's start to see what we can do. So Again, out here it's about thinking about what shot shapes you want to see. So first of all, I'll just hit a standard shot for you that I'm playing at the moment, which is that high draw. So drawing back nicely there, nice launch, felt solid, and that has landed just on the right hand side of the green. So again, that's the shot that I've been playing at the moment. That's the shot I'm comfortable in playing. That's what is just coming from my swing characteristics. But what I can also do here, if I want to play one a little bit low, let's say it's into the breeze here, I'm now going to try and take that ball flight down like we did inside. So again, a little change, knock that ball position back a little bit. Let's see what we can do. And you see there straight away, a total different ball flight. No real movement on there. And again, just landing to the right of the flag. So I've changed that ball flight pretty quick there. And that's what this club has allowed me to do. Yes, you need to be able to put the swing characteristics on it. You need to return the loft correctly. But this club is not just built for one thing. It's not just a 5-wood that goes nice and high and lands soft. If I need that shot, if I want that off a tee box just to get the ball in play, you can see I've got that. And the final shot is a fade, so can we play that fade if I'm into that green that's a little bit shorter? So let's say we've got 220, but it's into the breeze. The 7-wood's not going to quite make it, so the 7-wood's not going to get us there. Can I play that fade shot with this 5-wood? Let's see if we can do that. It's not the shot I've been playing at the moment. But yes, we can. Mid-trajectory there, so we've played 3 different trajectories there. I'm a little bit closer and we can see the versatility from that club straight away there, guys. That's why that is staying in my bag, but make sure you think about it. Consider maybe dropping a wedge, changing your wedge setup to get more clubs in the top end of your bag. If you're an everyday golfer, if you're a little bit of a higher handicapper, having more options at the top to give you those different distances, especially when you're playing in different conditions, can certainly help you out.